Okay, I'm going to give a report on what we've done for the last year and what our goals for next year are going to be. That will be followed by the Treasurer's Report by Kerry Sullivan, the Secretary's Report by Diane Douglas, and then we'll have the elections for the offices for next year, and then we'll talk about the time capsule that we're sealing very shortly, and it'll be opened in October of 21-24. And if I forget to say again, I have a lot of the artifacts that are going into the time capsule up here on this table, and when I'm done, you're welcome to come up and look at them. Okay, so first thing I'll be talking about is the fundraisers we've been doing this year. We did them last year too. Michelle has organized them all, and they've all been successful. It's been a very good way to raise some money for the Historical Society. We go out to eat, and we get maybe 20% of the total bills comes back to the Historical Society. So we've been doing 4 or 5 of these a year, and we plan to continue doing those. And Michelle does them all. She organizes it. It's worked out very well, yeah. And there we are eating at Casablanca earlier this year. The vintage tea, Diane Douglas organizes that, and that's been a very good fundraiser. It's held here every year, and not too many men go. I don't think any men go.
No, some men.
Some men did go, okay. So, okay. I didn't go. All right, so they have a good time. They put on some funny looking hats. And we are doing a fundraiser that's just starting now. Michelle is organizing that also. And there are pavers that we're going to be putting in the walkways and in the driveway and the new patio that we're going to be building. And you can see we can get 3 lines on each brick. Up to. And it's $100 per brick, and it's a fundraiser. But these will be there forever. Who knows how long, but they'll be there so you'll be able to see them when you come over to the house. And if you're interested, Michelle has sign-up sheets, not sheets, but you can fill out the form and we'll order the brick. Nancy Schaefer runs the gift shop. We have the T-shirts, like I have on now. And on the back, it has the names of all Minutemen, militia that went from Billerica to Concord on April 19, 1775. Well over 100 of them went. We fought at Miriam's Corner. We also have a number of books and other toys and stuff like that that we sell. And Nancy has been organizing that for the last year or more. We got another community preservation grant. Dick has been very involved in all 3 of them. This is our 3rd grant from the community preservation. This is a 1% tax that goes on property tax bills, and then the money can go for historical, recreation, housing, and open space. And this is we've applied and won 3 of these. The first one was for about $100,000, where we repainted the house and restored all the windows. The second one was for about $150,000. We did the barn over, so it's now usable. Before it was unheated, and now it's heated, and it's we have display cases in there. It's our museum. And this one, we're putting in a patio in this area. This is the side of the house. That's the kitchen. We're putting in a patio in this area. We're going to put stairs that are going to go here down to the door in the basement. It's very steep there. I won't walk down there myself anymore. And we did weed removal around the barn. We're doing the bathroom ceiling over. One of the bedroom walls is being redone. And we're insulating the barn ceiling from the basement barns. And that's going to be actually done tomorrow. So, and that's roughly $70,000. So, you know, as I said, Dick has been sort of our point person on that, working with all the contractors that we have. And he also has to deal with the town. For example, the Conservation Commission was out and looking at, and the department was looking at what we were doing because of the stream back there. Can we do that because of setbacks and whatnot? And we're all set to do it. And Kerry also has to work with the town because we have to get the money from the town accountant. Now it's the planning department, so she gets to know a lot of people at town hall. This is the bedroom that we've redone the walls, and we've started to move some of the new furniture back in. I took this photo a couple of weeks ago. But this is on the second floor. If you're looking at the front of the house, it's the second floor bedroom in the front on the left. And so that will be open for display shortly. And that's the bathroom ceiling. We have a bathroom on the second floor, and you can see the ceiling needs work, and so we're going to get that repaired also. We also go after community grants. That's a different type of grant. This is a grant where companies essentially don't get tax relief from the town, property tax relief, but then have to make a contribution, and that money goes to different town organizations. So Rich Kanicki has been coordinating these for us. And if you can see, these are new walkways at the front of the house. They're all pavers. The cement was taken up, and that was completed earlier this year using a community grant. And also, Rich wrote a grant to get some new dehumidifiers for the basement. Dick takes care of sort of all repairs for the house. Rich does. And so those new dehumidifiers was a combination of grant money and our own money to get it done. Okay. We do have cataloging going on every Friday afternoon. They're up there. All the artifacts that we have are cataloged into our computer systems using some archival software that we have. And so we can cross-reference and access them. We know where everything is, hopefully. But this is the attic of the barn. And we have that's all used for storage of our artifacts that aren't on display. And as I said, they're cataloging every Friday afternoon up there. We went to the farmer's market. It's every Monday, but every Monday the farmer's market allows one nonprofit, so we get to go there one Monday a year. And so we go down there and we try to sell our T-shirts and give out information, sign up new members or whatever. Yankee Doodle, it rained. If you were at Yankee Doodle, it rained all day. We were there. And as you can see, this was the parade coming by the high school behind our tent. And you can see all the umbrellas out, but it was very wet. But we were there till about 2 o'clock, and then everything was shut down because of the rain. This is the Garden City plaque. I think I talked about it last year, but we formally dedicated it this past May. Rich also coordinated getting that. This is in Garden City. We got a community grant for this probably 2006. Yeah, a long time ago. But we finally did it. But, and this tells the history of Garden City and why it was built for the workers, for the train workers at Iron Horse Park. We have open houses. We continue that the first Sunday of every month except during the winter. In December, we do it on the same day that they do the tree lighting. And various members are there to give tours on those times. And we have people like Elaine and Cindy who do cleaning of the house to make the house presentable. We have a collections committee. We decided about a year or so ago, maybe a year and a half, that what we should do, as people donate things to us all the time, and do we want to take it? Do we want to keep it? You know, just what do we want to do? So we have a committee that looks at different items that people want to donate, and then we decide whether or not we want to keep them. The collections committee makes a recommendation, and then the entire board votes on it. So these are some of the things, the recent past that we've voted on. So for next year, what we'll be doing, well, we'll complete the community preservation grant that we have, and that's the one for the patio and the walkway and the bedroom. We'll probably apply for another community grant, decide what we need, but the community grant is for a small amount of money, but it's for things that, like a dehumidifier or those type of things we could never get with a community preservation grant, but we can get with a community grant. The paper fundraiser, we'll be doing that all next year, but we'd hope that people would want to buy bricks for Christmas, maybe. Next April 19th is the 250th anniversary of the battles of Lexington and Concord. And we've been asked by some of the Minutemen to help them coordinate. There's a group of Minutemen that are going to march from Billerica Center to Miriam's Corner on that morning. But we're going to help them out. We're going to have a bus. I think Diane's going to drive a bus from Lincoln, where they're going to leave their cars, drive them back to Billerica, then they're going to march over to Concord and pick up their cars after the whole thing. And the town is also going to be doing things. We don't know exactly what the town's doing, but I think Michelle's on the committee. Is there anybody else on the committee? Town has set up a committee for events for the 250th anniversary. And then we'll continue the dining to donate, the open houses, the vintage tea, and the cataloging and everything else that we do. So are there any questions on what we have done? If not, Kerry's going to give our treasurer's report.
I came on after Ann Stadman's retirement earlier this year. So briefly, this is our balance sheet for income. And so you can see, let me briefly explain why our checking account is gigantic compared to last year. We had pulled some money out of the S&P equity fund because we thought we had an opportunity to use it for something specific, and as it turns out, we ran out of time for that specific thing, which we were notified very late, and we couldn't pull it together in time. And so most of that money will migrate back into the S&P equity fund, which we are transferring from Victory funds to Enterprise Bank. Part of the reason we ran out of time was because it was so difficult to change the names on the Victory Fund that was part of why we ran out of time. They still had your name on everything, Bob. So, and I do, of course, that equity fund actually has done very well, and I also want to thank Bob for setting that up all those years ago. It's done very, very well. And so here's our annual balance sheet, so you can see, you know, we didn't do as well as we aspired to do, but we didn't do too badly. As far as dues, you can see here, $620 of dues, almost $4,000 in donations, $529 for the gift shop, and $1,800 plus, almost $1,900 from the fundraisers, which was great. And so compared to the budget, again, we did fall a little bit short, but the budget was probably aspirational anyway. So we're pleased, but, you know, again, obviously we'd always like to do a little bit better. Here's our expenses. So again, $2,000 for insurance, a little over $4,000 in utilities, which includes security and things like that, a little bit beyond just gas and electric. You know, a little over $100 in postage and office expenses, $4,000 in Sexton House expenses. Those are repairs and maintenance. $200-something in just miscellaneous expenses. So about $11,000. And again, we were a little bit over our anticipated budget for last year. So you can see why, you know, the fundraisers and all your donations are important to us. So for this coming year, and I know this is a very busy slide, but if you look at our budget over here for income, again, we did set a little bit of an aspirational figure for our budget for income, a little bit more for the fundraisers, a little bit more in dues, a little bit more for the gift shop, and our expenses are over on the right-hand side. And as always, expenses are going up. We've been notified that our insurance is going up. We've been notified that our security expenses are going up. And we do anticipate that we'll need some archival supplies. So again, you know, our fundraisers that you guys all attend and, you know, our donations and dues are all really important to us to continue our mission. And that's it for me. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, Diane, you're,
On the insurance, does the insurance go up because the barn has been refurbished and the value, I'm sure, went up on that building? Do you know if that's...
so the question was if the insurance has gone up because of the additions we made to the barn. I don't think so, because it's not a large amount that it's going up, so it kind of looks like just a cost of, you know, just an inflationary normal cost.
But have you contacted the insurance to make sure the haul that you've done to the barn is covered in case there's a fire or something else?
I haven't contacted them. That would have happened under Ann's watch, but we can. Do you know the answer to that?
I hope so.
It would be some of the checking.
I will check into that.
Make sure it's covered.
Yeah, thank you.
The minutes of the last annual meeting, it was the 127th annual meeting of the Billerica Historical Society, took place on Sunday, October 28th, 2023, at 1 p.m. at the Bennett Library. 30 people attended the in-person meeting. An Italian meal catered by Lacash's Deli in Burlington was enjoyed by all. President John Bartlett called the meeting to order at 2 p.m. He presented a PowerPoint of what has been accomplished over the past year, as well as his hopes for 2024. Secretary Diane Douglas read the minutes of the 2022 annual meeting. The minutes were approved as read. Treasurer Carrie Sullivan presented, it should have been Ann Statman, presented the treasurer's report. The report was approved as read. The slate of officers was presented for approval. They were approved by unanimous vote. The officers included President John Bartlett, Vice President Richard Hawes, Treasurer was Ann Statman, Secretary Diane Douglas, Director Kathy Burns, Director Alec Ingraham, Director Mary Jones, Director Richard Konicki, Director Michelle DeParisis. Following the election, 31 items from the 1923 time capsule were displayed and described. Tara from BATV was present to record the event, respectfully submitted by Diane Douglas, Secretary. Do you want to get the minutes approved?
Okay. You want to make a motion to
I'll make
approve?
a motion that we approve the minutes from last year's annual meeting.
Second. Christie.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you. I have two other things that I just wanted to do quick. Well, another fundraiser we have, in case you've all been hearing about the time capsule. We have this book that's going in the time capsule. For $5, you can write whatever you want in it, and it'll go in the time capsule and be opened in 21-24. So we have that as a fundraiser. And the other thing I wanted to mention, Elaine and Cindy have been great at cleaning the house, but they're looking for help for the Christmas open house and the April open house. And if you would like to help, there's a sign-up sheet that'll be over on the table beside the bricks. Thank you.
Well, Diane gets back to my slides. Kerry mentioned about how we had some money we had moved over and it didn't work out. What she was referring to was a state grant or a state earmark. Mark Lombardo has got a few of these for us over the last several years, and each one has been different. We got one where we could spend the money any way we wished, and they gave us the money. Then the next one, they gave us some of the money, but we had to give the receipts to get all the money back, and it was only for capital items. So this one, it was an earmark, and we weren't sure that we got it. We were told it was being put in, that Mark had put it in. So we thought we were getting it, but we were never informed that we got it. And then along about March, we found out why. Is because the state had informed the town hall about our grant, because we have Billerica in front of our name. I think they just notified the town hall. So we had plans, and we started spending some of the money that was in this grant. And then in May, we actually got a copy of the letter that the town had received the previous August. You know, that they knew about the grant. We didn't know about it, the earmark. And it was only for specific purposes. So we were trying to figure out what we could do, but it also said that June 30th, the money had to be spent, all the money. You know, we're finding this out in May. We tried to get an extension, and we were told we couldn't get an extension on the earmark. So we got some of the money spent, and we got reimbursed, but some of the money we couldn't spend. We didn't have enough time. We knew what we wanted to spend it on, but we weren't ready to spend it for various reasons. So that's why, and it was a reimbursement. That's why we had to move money out of our funds to cover what we thought we were going to spend, and then we didn't get a chance to spend it, so it's still sitting there. So just let you know that. We learned a lot. Okay, so we're going to do the elections now. This is a slate of candidates. I'm running again for president. Dick Hawes is running for vice president. You want to just raise your hand, Dick, if you don't know. Treasurer. Kerry is no longer going to be able to do it, so we don't have a candidate right now. And if anybody would like to do it, we'd probably vote you in right now.
No waiting.
Yes. Kathy Burns is candidate for secretary, and the board of directors would be Diane Douglas, Mary Jones, Michelle DeParisis, Alec Ingraham, and Rich Konecki. So is anybody interested in being treasurer? It's too bad, Kerry. Yes, are you interested? Okay.
Awesome. Do you want a cupcake for that? I'll make you a whole cake.
Okay, you just want to introduce yourself to everybody, so then you'll be on the slate, and we'll vote for everybody in.
Okay, well, I'm Rick Manley. I'm from Bedford. However, I've been working at the Clara Sexton House and volunteered for the cleanup committee, so we're kind of figured 6 of us can get the work done. There you go. Currently, on side activities, I do the Garden Club website for Bedford. I also do the Bedford Men website, so I've been a website developer for a while.
That's very good.
My free time. Other than that, we have an 1830 house that we just spent the last 5 years meticulously restoring it inside And we have a nice neighbor next door that decided he's going to fix the other half, and now I'm going to go back and fix our half. It's a never-ending job.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you and Kerry get together and be able to transition, and Kerry has a sigh of relief there. So are there any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask for a vote. You want to make a motion, Dick?
Yeah, I make a motion that we give the treasurer position to Richard Manley.
Yeah, make a motion for the vote for the whole slate.
Oh, okay. With the addition of Richard, I make a motion that we elect the candidates as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, thank you.
What are we gonna do with 3 Richards on the board?
I don't know. Confusion. Just remind, we need the treasurer's report approved, if you want to make a
Make
motion.
a motion that we approve the treasurer's report.
I second it.
All in favor? Aye. None opposed. Okay, we're going to talk about the time capsule. This is the one that we're sealing within, well, probably won't be October 27th. But very shortly, we are going to seal it. We have it. This is the capsule. It's sort of like this, about this size. It's over at the Clara Sexton house. We didn't bring it over. It's heavy. It's steel. And
Easy to open.
it's easy to open. If they can figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, for those who don't know, when we opened the time capsule last year, we destroyed it because we didn't open it correctly. So that's why we had to get a new time capsule. There was no way we could reuse the other time capsule. So we have to find a place to put it, and we want to put it so people can find it 100 years from now. We won't bury it. And the other thing was, what do you put in a time capsule that would be of interest to people 100 years from now? And so that's what we've been doing for the last year, trying to figure out what to do. So I'll show you some of the things that we have. Okay, so we put in photos of Billerica. We have newspapers with major events of the last 60 years or so. We have some sports, recent Billerica memorabilia, and also some things from the Billerica Historical Society. There's others. If you have something you want to give it to us, you could give it to us, but do it like within the next week or so, because you probably have something that would be of interest to us, be interest to people 100 years from now. Okay, this is a book that I put together, and you'll be able to look at it if you want to. I've been involved with Billerica Recreation for a long time. I started out in Billerica Youth Soccer with Joe Caruso over here about over 40 years ago, actually. And I've been on the Recreation Commission for 30 years, and I've been chairman for quite a while. So I thought I'd put some of the things that I've been involved with in this book. So, and I tried to get different activities. This is the splash pad that we have, Recreation has at the Manning State Park in North Billerica. And this is my grandson when he was around 10 years old. He's now out of college. It's Dominic. And this is Henry Bomeister. He lives on the Concord River. He lives in Garden City. And he's got a bass, and you can see the mills right behind him on the Concord River. He says he won't eat the fish. He throws them back in. They're big fish. He catches right there. This is Swanson Meadows Golf Course. I have photos of both this and the country club. And you can see Swanson Meadows right here. And this is Roz teeing off right about here on the 3rd hole. She didn't know I was taking that photo. And it's interesting, this whole area, that golf course, the owner has been looking to sell it for development for townhouses. So my guess, 5 years from now, that won't be here. As I said, I've been on the Recreation Commission. We're getting a new recreation center for town. The town meeting appropriated $20 million for a new center. And this is an artist rendering of what it might look like. And it will go at the site of the old Vining. It will be sort of in this location right here. And the Vining School has been demolished a few years ago. There's 2 baseball fields there now. But that will be 23,000 square feet. It'll be done 2 years from now, it should be done. I was a soccer coach, as I said, with Joe. And I put this photo in. This is at Vietnam Veterans Park. I coached many games there on that particular field. Vietnam Veterans Park was the first park in the United States to be named for Vietnam veterans. This is a Memorial Day tournament brochure that Billerica Youth Soccer had in 1991. I have that up here along with the patch from Billerica Youth Soccer. It's kayaking on the Concord River near the Mill Dam. And I don't know if you realize the state wants to take the dam down. And we'll see if that's going to happen. But
It's actually NOAA.
NOAA,
Government organization.
yeah, National
We
Oceanographic.
filed the
Yeah.
first papers last week with
Yeah.
the Conservation Committee and the Historic District Commission. So
Right.
those will be coming up for agenda.
All right,
First meeting tomorrow night with the Conservation.
all right.
Anyway,
Right, but the state and the feds have been working on taking it down since, I think, 2016. So things will change. So we have photographs like that in there. Diane Douglas did a nice booklet here. Billerica snapshots. You can look at that.
that's a great, I'm going to make mention, that's a great job. You did a great job.
Yes.
Great job.
Can I talk about that for a minute? I just wanted to mention, I cataloged, trying to get both of you, I cataloged all the artifacts in the last time capsule. And what I was realizing I was seeing was snapshots of what Billerica was 100 years ago. It could have been programs from events, photos. There was a book, a notebook that every student in Billerica had signed. There were things like that, but the pictures were interesting to me to see. Like Richardson Street, right around the corner here, was a huge hayfield. And it was just, it's neat seeing what it looked like 100 years ago. So in thinking about that, I wanted to have this all be snapshots of Billerica today. And he will continue talking about the different things, but I wanted to do a book that was snapshots of Billerica. And I went around and I took pictures all through Billerica. Around the Common, I got a lot of pictures of the old buildings. But I got all the churches, all the schools. Just, you can look at the book. This is an extra one so you can touch it. There's a pristine one going in the time capsule. But it all captured the snapshots. Some of the stuff we had, I have a note that someone wrote who was in the Civil War, talking about what it was like in the old time capsule. We have people who have written what they think it will be like in 21, 24. And those are going into the time capsule. So it's just all those little snapshots. And he'll be showing you more pictures now of the snapshots.
Okay, these are some of the churches of Billerica that Diane took photographs of. Some more churches in the Hindu Community Center that's right by where the DPW is in North Billerica. I think you got most of the churches in town.
Oh, one other thing is I made sure I had the street address for everything because so many of the other pictures didn't have addresses and I didn't know where they were. But I also included a 2024 map, street map,
Yeah.
to go along with it.
This was the Howe and the Faulkner Mills. These photos are all in her book. Where we are today in the Bennett, in the Masonic Hall. And I think 100 years ago, it was a grocery store. Because they had a... Okay, so we put some old newspapers in here. So this is John Glenn, when he orbited the Earth, first American to do so. The paper's from 1962. This is the flight of the Apollo 11 in 1969. This is the Apollo 11 also. And I did get to meet Neil Armstrong one time, so that was one of the highlights of my career. The assassination of Jack Kennedy. And it was, the item was, did you put that in there? The item? Yeah. I used to deliver the item as a kid.
Oh.
The blizzard of '78, which we all lived through, some of us lived through. And of course, I'm just, up here is just the front page, but we have the whole newspaper. There's some sports ones. Yeah, Bill Belichick from the Boston Herald, a commemorative section. He was very good, wasn't he? The Bruins winning the Stanley Cup. I think that was 2011. This is actually opens up quite large. So. This is when the Celtics won the 17th championship. Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. Larry Bird, this is from 1993, a whole section on him. So different members of the society gave up these newspapers to go in the time capsule. We have the Red Sox hanging up the banners from in 2007 besides the one in 2004. And then special section on Tommy Glavine, which, as we all knew, grew up in Billerica. He did a lot for Billerica. He donated a lot of money back to Billerica. But I believe he's the last pitcher to have 300 wins. And the way they do it today, he may be the last pitcher with 300 wins. We put ads in, of course, for Market Basket and O'Connor's. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, we have some, I don't have them here, but these are flyers that we all got last spring for whether to save Billerica Center or to change Billerica Center. A telephone book. You know, 100 years from now, they'll say, what is that?
And that was the last published one,
Yeah.
in 2021.
Yeah. The Town of Billerica Annual Report, which is up here. On the last time capsule we opened last year, one of the things I found interesting was the annual report from 1823, which fit on one piece of paper. The total town budget was $4,000. The budget that we voted on at town meeting last spring was approximately $200 million. So, some pins that we have, I've got them up here, but LBG for the USA. I like Ike, a member of the Beatles fan club. There's a 350th celebration commemorative coin from for Billerica. This is a dog license from 1919 from Billerica. So I have them right here. The Country Club in Swanson Meadows, and they have been hit before. But I thought they might find those interesting. 100 years from now, will they even be golf courses there? 100 years ago, there weren't any golf courses there. We have a number of papers on the 350th anniversary of Billerica, which was in 2005. And I've got some of them here. That's this one. Let's see what else. Remembering Billerica's Civil War heroes. And there's at least 20 men from Billerica who died in the Civil War. And we were a much smaller town then, probably 4,000 people, and we lost 20. A book on the tar and feathering of Thomas Ditson by Dorothy. And we have that in the time capsule. Is everybody familiar with Thomas Ditson? Some money of today. And 100 years from now, what will they be using? And that's pretty much what I have. One of the things Diane put together with the people cataloging the way things were back in, say, the 60s and the way things are today. Like the cost of a movie theater was 25 cents, although they have 2.5 cents. I think you meant 25 cents, but it's now $20. So, washing dishes, you did it by hand. Did that a lot when I was a kid. Now nobody does. They have dishwashers, But there was a whole list of things, how things have changed in the last, say, 60 years. I think that's it. So, are there any questions? Yes.
You're going to put in something about the wonderful pandemic that we went through?
Yes.
Yes, we do have some information on that. Yeah, what I have here is only a part, maybe a third or a quarter of what we have to put in there. If I had everything here, I'd be talking for another hour. I wouldn't want that.
You're going to have actual papers of everything. You're not going to put in like a CD or...
No. We decided early, anything there's technologies involved, like any media with technology, they won't be able to read it.
Right.
Any other questions? Yes?
Will you wait for the election?
Yes.
Have a newspaper from there?
Yeah.
I felt that's really important.
I do too.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, so that's it then.